very good afternoon to you, and thank you so much for joining me on the Power Hour. As I said before, I will be speaking to Christine Rita Abankwa, the founder of Secure the Bag Africa, and she is a business as well as a life coach. Now, Christine, I always thought to myself, this would be a mouthful to say, and I'd probably run out of breath to say it, but it is absolutely amazing that you can juggle all of this. Before we dive into this topic for today, actually, your success story, really quickly. How did you get to this? You're a business coach, you're a life coach, and you're a founder of Secure the Bag Africa. How do you do it?
The secret is identifying and living out my true purpose, and then applying it to the different things that I want to do. So having studied business, I apply my purpose to business, which is to help people build platforms, monetize their gifts and skills and expertise. And then when it comes to life, again, I apply the same in helping people identify their purpose and then win in all areas of their lives. And then it really comes from the passion. I love what I'm doing, and so I find the time. I don't hate it.
Okay, I like that. That is the first time that I've heard somebody actually break down everything that they actually want to say and how they want to say it, and I think I understand it. That was very well rounded up, Christine. Now, for today, we're talking about quality partners and clients. Now, why do entrepreneurs decide to partner, and what are the benefits?
Well, partnership allows you to combine the resources and expertise of all the parties involved, which makes you stronger. As you know, we have strength in numbers. So you can tap into each other's knowledge, cash, expertise, and networks. You benefit from group moral support and cost savings. You can provide clients with more choice and opportunities, and you can rely on one another. So where one is weak, the other is strong.
All right, and now the importance of choosing good partners. As an entrepreneur, you mentioned in our previous session that failure could happen so often, and sometimes choosing the wrong people to work with, employing the worst people who might steal from you or even steal your business idea. How do you go about actually scanning for the right partners?
Well, Zinnia, the first thing I need to say is that human beings we're tricky, we're not so easy to predict, but there's some things that you can do. So partnership can be both a source of frustration and victory. We hear of relationships gone wrong every day. Some things I've learned from my own personal experience that I consider are, you need to define your greater vision and what it will take to achieve it. Then you can go about looking for partners who are compatible and genuinely share that vision. Then ask yourself, what is the person's track record when it comes to discipline, commitment, integrity, and follow through, especially in their own endeavors? A lot of times, the way a person conducts their affairs outside the business creeps into the business. So be sure of the business values that are important to you. Then ensure you don't fall into the trap of making too many gentlemen's agreements. Put things on paper and make roles clear. Have a clear exit strategy that outlines how each partner will move forward if you have to end the relationship for whatever reason, as well as their entitlements, and document each partner's investments and contributions along the way so you can assess the quality and feasibility of the partnership.
All right, now how do I define a quality customer?
So a quality customer, I would say, is someone who desires and needs the solution you're providing or the product or service you're selling. It's someone who is willing to commit to engage in the process that makes the sale or actually uses the product. For example, for people who sell consultancy or training services, your client has to be someone who is willing to put in the work to be trained or assisted and implement the tools you give them. And finally, a quality client is willing to invest and pay the price of your product or service.
All right. Now, what about difficult customers who usually complain the price is too high? Don't you want to come down a little bit? I know as an entrepreneur, you're trying to make that extra penny. How do you avoid falling into the trap?
There's a quote that I really love. It says, "Nothing is too expensive. You're just not the target market."
And that's the truth.
But again, we look at the times that we're in. We look at the economies in which we're operating in. Sometimes you'll find that to make the sale, you'll have to negotiate based on what else is happening in the market, based on people's spending power at the time. So those are things that you can consider. But if you know this is a value product, this is a customer who can afford to pay and they're just haggling you down, then you have to decide for yourself whether you are going to stick to your guns or pass on the sale.
All right, I think that is important to know, and I like that quote. Tell me the quote again.
Nothing is too expensive. You're just not the target market. So it's like you walking into I don't want to mention brands, but let's say you walk into a car dealership selling a budget brand.
Yes.
You look at the price, you like it, and then you walk into a luxury car brand and you say to them, well, this other car has the same specs and it's 200,000 cheaper.
Yeah.
And they'll say to you, well, then go there then.
Exactly.
It's that simple.
Why are you here? It's that simple. Thank you so much for joining me, Christine, on the SME Hub, and I look forward to having you again next week, Thursday.
Thanks so much, Zinia.
You can catch us next week, Thursday. We will be talking about pricing.